Hello, there's Northwest Trains, and I have yet another haul video. Now, anyone who's been seeing my videos recently will know I've had a good summer. I had a couple of days in the Lake District where I had a few days out on the railways, done a bit of train spotting on a few stations. I went to Threlkeld Quarry near Keswick. That was really good. They had a bit of a steam gala on there, so if you haven't seen that video, take a look. I also had 10 days down the Cotswolds, then on to Weymouth, Swanage, and then back to the Cotswolds. So I visited different places there. We went to Didcot, the Gloucestershire-Warwickshire Railway, the Swanage Railway, visited Corfe Castle, which was really good. So yeah, and a few stations as well along the way. I've done a bit of filming on. So yeah, have a look. Some really great places to visit. But I came home on the Friday and then made a trip up north on the Saturday morning. Went to Carnforth for my first model railway show in 18 months, where it was great to see layouts again being displayed. And seeing trade stalls again after 18 months of paying eBay prices or retail prices. So apart from, there's obviously been a few dealers that have been pretty good during the 18 months. But yeah, let's have a look at what I got. Now, main thing I did miss about these shows is anyone who watches my videos knows, like, my last N-gauge layout that I built, it's all basically stuff that I bought, bits and bobs, cheap, that hasn't cost very much, and I saved them up, and when I get enough, hopefully build a layout out of it. So we've actually got some N-gauge bits and pieces, so we'll start off with that. Got this nice little station building here. My last N-gauge layout actually had this building, and it was minus the canopy and minus the chimney stacks, and I actually made some using other parts. So that cost me £1. I mean, the other one cost me 50p. But yeah, after a bit of painting and weathering, this building looks pretty good. So again, have a look through my videos, look at my last N-gauge layout, and you'll see what I mean. Also got this I think is an old Graham Farish waiting room building, and someone's detailed it, weathered it, put a few posters up, and they've also fitted a bench and some figures in it, which is pretty good. We've also got a little weathered hut to go with it, so that'll make a very nice scene on a little N-gauge layout. That was £1.75. I'll just go through the prices, but I did buy all this in one bundle. So going back to the trade stalls, how nice it was. All this stuff came from one trade store, and it was the Junction Box Model Railways, so they have a website, so if you want to check them out. These always come in handy for an N-gauge layout. I've got one that's partly built that I might carry on with one day. So basically got 4 straight platforms and 3 M platform pieces. So usually you pay at least that just for 2 platform pieces on their own, so I thought that was alright. I've also got loads of them already, so will those be added. Knocked the camera there, sorry. Got this nice little bundle for £3. We have a little W.H. Smith's newspaper stall, a couple of little railway huts here, a little coal hut there. But that's pretty good for a price, so that's averaging less than £1 each. So this is one thing I quite liked. It was £8, but it looks in immaculate condition. Let's see if I can get out the packaging. So it was a week ago I got all this. I actually kept hold of it without touching it just for this long, just so I could do this video. Right, so this is an old Graham Farish Black 5 body and tender body. And for £8 I thought it was pretty good. You'll see why in a sec, because I've already got one of these. All the old Graham Farish steam engines are all metal, so this is quite heavy. It's probably heavier than one of my small 00 gauge engines on its own. But I thought it's got nice red lining to it, and my current Black 5 hasn't got that. We just show it one sec. So that's my current model, and I thought by getting this for the £8, I've got a slightly more detailed looking loco, and I can just alternate the tops. I don't have to fully replace them, but I've got two different locos there now for the price of one. This is one of my oldest locos I've had since I was a kid. It's probably well over 35 years old, I'd say. It was second hand when I bought it. So but yeah, thought I could give it a nice new lease of life. It was don't think it's going to zoom in properly, but it's very nice, perfect condition as far as I can see. Just put that down to one side. Okay, so the other bits I bought was just some layout wire. These are from Carnforth Models, which as a lot of people probably know by now, they're in Carnforth Station, where the Model Railway show was, in the Heritage Centre. So if no one's visited there, even when the exhibitions are on, you got a Heritage Centre with loads of artefacts and even old model steam engines there. It's worth having a look at if you're in the area. I also got this nice little telephone box from my village scene on the loft layout. And another project that I've started that I haven't done any more on recently is a little railway museum layout, and I built a little wooden platform for that, but then I came across this, which is probably a bit better than mine, but a similar design, little timber platform, and this was £3.50 on the price tag. I think, like I say, I got an overall discount on all these items, so I never exactly paid what I said. I can't quite get that open yet, I've got no nails, but basically 3 pieces, so it's probably about 9 inches long, 10 inches long when it's completed, so it's just ideal for a small layout like that. So I build a future project with a small heritage line or another museum layout, that's going to go ideal. Now, I remember seeing these on eBay. Someone sells these as a I think it's like an MDF kit, and I think it's about £9. So already assembled for £3.50, pretty good. Right, so our second bag of goodies, I have another one of these, the WS I think 104 ton, yeah, bulk coal hopper wagon. So this one's actually been graffitied up. Doesn't say on the box that it's been graffitied up, so I don't know whether someone's done it themselves or not, but I thought the amount of vandalism you see on railways now, it'd be quite realistic to have at least one wagon that's been abused, I should say. So that's one there. Looks like it's being professionally done. I mean, you can see, looks like a varnish line maybe where it's been done. So maybe with a bit of more weathering, it'd be alright. It's actually got a coal load as well, which is a surprise. Again, I've not had any of these out of the boxes yet. Not sure it's a bit over scale, but oh, it's not bad. I do intend on getting more loads for the other wagons I've got, so yeah. You can see the American style knuckle couplings that come with these wagons as well. Okay, let's put that to one side. I mean, most of these wagons are all wagons I've already got, just sort of adding to existing freight trains really. I've got one of those. I've got two already. 12-ton British Rail plywood fruit van. So if ever do any shunting on the heritage line, then that's ideal. Got one of these. Open box mineral wagon and EWS livery. So I've got a couple of those already, so we'll either do on a siding or with a mixed freight train. Let's have a look. And we've got two others in here. Yep, so we've got two of these slightly larger wagons, but with again an EWS livery. So we've got a 45-ton box body mineral wagon, again an EWS livery. So we've got two of those. I just still see them in this livery on videos I've watched. And moving down a scale, I've got a very nice little N-gauge guards van or brake van, XLMS British Rail Grey. Now again, I got that. They'll do a little museum layout, possibly an N-gauge for little brake van rides, or again, like modelling heritage railways. If not, it'll be a good demonstration goods train wagon. Now, I was always used to N-gauge being pretty basic, but you actually get some extra details here and some extra couplers in this wagon, which is good. So you've got a little tiny socket there for plugging them into. So yeah, that's my first bit of N-gauge rolling stock for a long time. But I thought, why not? When the winter comes and I'm not in the garden anymore, or going for days out as much, I'll hopefully be able to do a few more projects like this. So the final thing, again, these are from cardboard models. Just get them out. You have these new releases from Bachmann, and they're the steel bodied bogie coach. This one's a maroon and cream. I'm not sure if it's a realistic livery or not, but I'll show you why in a sec. I like the idea of getting these. And when I was at the Gloucestershire Warwick Railway for the first time I visited, they have a small narrow gauge railway at Toddington, and I'm pretty sure one of the coach we were pulled by was one of these coaches, or certainly very similar. There's European outline that they had there, and I was quite surprised how actually big these coaches are, to be honest, compared to looking at them in the brochure or the catalogue. But yeah, they're pretty good. Probably slightly oversized for my layout, but you could either run them singularly or with a loco either end. But yeah, I mean, they are quite expensive, but yeah, I got a bit of a discount on them. But is it really worth the RRP, 45 quid for a single coach like that? Because there's not much. Got a little bit of separate parts there, but other than that, got a separate part here, the handrail. Is it really that expensive to manufacture these? Let me know in the comments what you think. But I've got them anyway. I've got two. I never paid that for, but that's the price they should be. So keeping with the narrow gauge subject, I also have my latest edition of the Bachmann Times. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole magazine and bore everyone, but just go through a few things I am interested in. Is the Collectors Club now decided to do these Direct Rail Service Mark IIs. Now, a couple of years ago, I actually got some resprays from Rainbow Railways, I think it's called, because no one was doing them in this livery, and I liked them from the Cumbrian coastline. I'm still waiting for, I think, is it a DBSO to be made, because it used to be top and tail of a Class 37. So it'd be really good if Bachmann or Hornby could make one of those. But either way, I've put an order in for the 3 different coaches that they've done with the interior lighting DC fitted, so I thought I'd give them a try. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep my Hornby ones once I get them, but I'll certainly compare the two and maybe do a video on it. Now we go to the next. I've like sort of highlighted a few pages. Now this is something I'm interested in, these Quarry Hunslet locos. I'm looking forward to them coming out. You know, I'm not sure how good they're going to be with the size of them, but the prototypes certainly look promising. So they'd be perfect for my 009 layout when that's done. Now we go towards, again, you get plenty in these magazines, but I don't want to go into it too much. There's a really nice article here on the Chasewater Railway, and something I've not visited yet, but I really want to go and visit. I think it's about 2 miles long, but it's anyone interested in industrial railways, this looks like the place to visit. So like I say, good size article on the railway, and you get a list of the locos, rolling stock and so on that's running on it. And we also have a layout plan of the railway itself, so you can see it just runs around a lake through a country park. So that's something that'd certainly be interesting to model anyway. So and hopefully we'll get to visit it sometime. Hopefully not in the too distant future. Right, so go all the way to the back of the catalogue. This one is what I was thinking about, because again, these Continental Outline coaches that we have here. I looked at one of these, and now I've had one of these for a few years now that I bought off eBay, and it's I had a little accident with it unfortunately, and managed to slip out my hand and fall on the floor in the loft, and a few bits broke off. It still runs, but I thought, well, maybe it's best getting a new one now and just sell the other one for spare parts. But if you look at the RRP for this loco that's come out now, see if you can get it in there, zoom, 174.75. Now I've seen it as cheap as £170, and I'm reading this article, I was expecting to say DC ready or DC on board, internal cab detail, but as you can see that looks like the motor to me. And I thought this is basically the same model that's been out for the last 20 years or more, and I thought there's no way that's worth that amount of money, because you can see all the running gear here is all plastic as well. Now I'll just show you my model that I've got. I paid, I think with postage, about £35 for this loco, £35, and as you see it's nice enough. It runs really smoothly, or it did, and overall it's a nice model for its time. You can see the lamps here, it's got lamps front and back. None of them work, they're just like dummy lamps. This did snap off during the accident, and unfortunately got a few parts here broken off, but I have got most of them, or hopefully all of them, in a bag here, and I do intend to re-glue them on one day. The only thing I haven't found is this coupler, but I think apart from the only difference I can see is the newer model doesn't have the pickups. You can just see the brass pickups here going to the wheels, so I presume they've modernised that on the loco. Now you can see that they've got a bit more added detail in terms of paint on the loco. There's no actual extra details, I don't think, other than the paint. But yeah, I mean, you can still pick these up second hand for £40–50 quite easily. So unless someone knows different, I can't see why that loco has to be so expensive, and also I can't see it being value for money anyway. But again, anyone who's bought one of these locos or knows more about them, then please put in the comments, because I'd like to know. I mean, you can have a little pause on that and have a little read if you want, but I'm sure there's plenty of info on it on the internet about this, and Bachmann announced it on their YouTube channel. But yeah, I can't get my head over that price. The prices are getting ridiculous. You can actually get the Bachmann, I think it's the Baldwin loco, and that's got internal cab detail. I think that's about 120 odd pounds, or you're probably looking at another £40 on top of this RRP to have a sound fitted digital model. So I'm not sure where they're getting the prices from for that, but anyway, that was the idea of getting these. Right, so sticking with the narrow gauge theme, the reason why I have this loco was when I first got into narrow gauge railways, was all you could get at the time, British outline, was these Parkside Dundas rolling stock kits, and the only locomotives available were these white metal body kits. So this is a little quarry Hunslet, like the ones Bachmann are producing. So basically, I still haven't worked up the courage to build this yet, but yeah. So a lot of 009 narrow gauge railways were continental rolling stock like that. Obviously nowadays we've got a lot more choice. This loco, interestingly enough, is currently at a narrow gauge railway in North Wales. I can't remember which one, but I think that's why this one's become popular at the moment, this particular loco. But yeah, we'll try it running again on the railway and see if it still works, just to conclude this video. Right, let's just try our Austrian Zilterbahn loco with the new Bachmann coaches, see how it does. It's coupled up alright. So the main thing now is see how it handles the curves. All I've done with this loco is literally give it a little bit of oil and a little dust off, and that's it so far. So we're just going to let it run. Oh, change direction. So they are good models, but my point being is they are old, and I can't see that much difference in them yet, but I'm sure I'll find out at some point. So let's just follow the train around the layout and see how it does. As you can see in my narrow gauge layout, the curves are really sharp, and considering the size of the loco, it hasn't done too bad on them. Caught a little bit there. But look at the size of these coaches as well, and that curve there is probably only less than a foot, well, I'd say 6-inch radius maybe. Coaches handle that fine. So yeah, that aspect of them is pretty good. So I'll just put that down as an example. So that's a small British outline Pico coach, and we'll see what it's like when the train comes back around, what the size difference is. Again, it's coming around a very sharp curve there again. I think the front wheel's just slightly lifted off there by the looks of it, but it corrects itself there. But yeah, look at the size difference between those. We're just about to get those two coaches and the loop siding for the loco to run round, which is good. But yeah, I'm going to try and fix up that loco, get it looking as good as I can, and I think I'm going to stick with that rather than paying £150 to £175 for a new one, which is basically the same. So I'm happy with that. The only other one I wanted to show again was the Rovex train set Princess Elizabeth. I'll show a little clip of her running. We just turn the power on. Right, just a final thing for today's update. Just wanted to show me Princess Elizabeth loco from the Rovex train set. It's had the TTS sound chip fitted by Roads and Rails. So we'll give it a little run around the layout just to end the video. So thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for the next one. See you soon.